Good afternoon. Welcome to OptionsTender. It's Thursday, July 10th, 2025. It looks like we're approaching our final our final destination here. So we didn't know if this wave 4 was here complete or this was the wave 4 possible triangle or whatever setup you want to call it. And if we'd get a new high like QQQQ, it looks like we're going to do so. Just a couple points off if we haven't tagged it already. Been working outside. So for 84.65, 83.44. So we're just about $1 away from hitting all-time highs again. We're right at those historic trend lines from 1929. Okay, this is an amazing setup. So let's go through this really quickly. If you want to see where price action, or excuse me, if you want to see where the bull bear situation that I'm looking at, check out the weekend analysis. I did it on Monday. I did a full top-down analysis of SPX and SPY. So it'll give you the exact thing that we're looking for. And yeah, we'll go from there. So let's check out the indicators as we do each and every day. So if you want to get these videos each and every day, please consider subscribing and liking. If you want to get them intraday, then consider becoming a YouTube supporter. It's 99 cents a month, and it comes with the trade alerts and Discord. And I have a trade alert going on. We have SPY. We have one for Monday that's going against us so far. Assuming that we're getting a lower high, I was taking that chance, and it doesn't look like we're going to get it. We do have time. The options expected move is on the lower end is just a stone's throw away if something happens tomorrow or Monday. So it's better for us to tag the all-time high today if we want that trade to go through. Otherwise, we have other ones that we talked about in the Discord. Is $4.99 for that upper level. And what I do is I go through each trade that I can possibly, the primary trades, and track those and show you why, how, what, where, all about the trade, and even when I plan on taking it off and things like that. So okay, let's jump into it. We have SPX on the daily time frame. We're at 1929, 2000, 2022, 2025 top. Right here, right now, I think there's a high probability, extremely high probability after tagging this maybe all-time high. Doesn't have to. I could leave $1 open, but after we get this, that we will have our final pattern complete. Okay, so now if you want to draw this, I was drawing each wedge that was forming. And if you want to draw it, because this is another way to do it, each low that was made with a new high, like all of these, you can reconnect that trend. Okay. So now this is the trend. This is, basically the channel that's going up there. You don't have to do it that way. You can do individual ones as well and have this final trend line here as well. And this being, in my opinion, either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which I think that's the case. In other words, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 wave move. Others, I have this as a wave 4, whether it's a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. That's fine too. But those are all speculative. And here would be our trend from underneath. It looks like that, from this point of view, it looks like it broke down and we're back testing. Nevertheless, we'll go from here. Okay, so moving averages, of course, we're in positive posture here. We're in bullish posture. We're above the 8. Momentum's up. 20 is the trend. The trend is still up. And so these are going to be very important areas, the 20 and the 50. We haven't tested the 50 yet. So the 20 and the 50 are going to be, and then obviously the 200. So you have the moving averages that could be tested. And again, I go through that in the weekend video, give you exact levels. Those will be some good areas to keep an eye on any pullback. McClellan oscillator. Yes. Here is the thing, and I think is going to happen. So I think we're going to get that all-time high. So we're going to start marking things as if we did. We're literally $1 away on the SPX. So it's like 10 cents away on SPY. And we're going to have a negative divergence here in the near term. Now, this is huge for confidence on those reversal trades here. QQQ already had it, and we had a nice trade on QQQ. We're going to continue to press those puts and add more on as we get lower highs and lower lows. Right now, we don't have that yet, but this will be a great indicator for breadth. We have a new high here, and that's a divergent high from all of this move, but we had a nice correction here, right? So we're in the near term, we get this negative divergence coming up. That's beautiful. And this is I'm gonna repeat myself over and over. So we're just like QQQ. All of these are just like NDQ or NDX, QQQ, NX. Oh my gosh. NQ, the futures. I'm going to confuse some new people on here. Sorry about that. Right here, we had a top. Momentum was waning the whole time. We had, corrections in between and then crossed back over. So we have that bullish cross with the green histograms. There you go. There's our new all-time high on SPY. SPX is right behind it. I think we're going to hit it. We're about 9 cents away. And so negative divergence here in the near term, once that hits. And again, in the near term, boom, there's SPX. Okay, we have officially negative divergence here. And this isn't confirmed until you get a red bar. Okay, so I can't say that divergence is forming. You don't have the confirmation until you get a red bar in the MACD. And same here. So we want to see this. We have negative divergence right here in a slow stochastic in the near term. So this is going to mark the top. All right. So this could roll over here. And once we see a crossover to the other side, we'll have the confirmation of price action moving lower. All right. So we want to see both of those confirmed on the MACD. Slow stochastic. RSI has negative divergence. What do we have on Demark? We already had our 913 count, so we already have the sell signals. We're starting a new count here. I don't think that's going to end up finishing. 9, 9, 13, 9. Double whammy right there. All right, awesome oscillator. Again, that negative divergence has been there, and these are based off of moving averages crossing. So we'll look to see a red bar come up here soon. And just to mention, on the weekly time frame, we'll look at this on the weekend analysis, and whether I do it on Friday or Sunday. I like to do these after I do my options expected move for the individual stock analysis members. And what we're looking at now that we have a new high is we're probably going to get a doji going tomorrow. So maybe a little bit of a sell-off or a hangman. That's all there's to it. So again, we'll be looking for a reversal pattern. If things go haywire, I'm not saying this is going to happen. You could have a big old wick with a big red bar and engulfing if things got crazy tomorrow. I can't say that's a probable situation, but I can look for the reversal to have some legs next week. Let's look at money flow. We'll go to SPY. All right. Once again, negative divergence. It looked like that was going to be a triangle back test, boom, and drop there. Doesn't really matter. I haven't done that. Look at that. That's like a triangle right there. So that's what I was trying to repeat. Like the RSI, we do that fairly often. And here, this indicator is very much like the RSI, but volume is added in. So here we have the negative divergence making brand new highs today. When we start to see this roll over, that will be the end, folks. So this is very, very good at catching reversals, and we are there. Bollinger Band, nothing to see here. Not at this point. No setup. Volume. And the Elliott oscillator is going to tell us. We talked about it yesterday's video. Probably every single video we talk about. But now in this near term, we're going to have a negative divergence. I'm not going to see if this is or not, but on the lower time frames, you will see such things. And I wasn't able to go over that on the members video. So let's see if we got that divergence on our 1:30 minute. Let me pause it. Okay, here's a sneak peek on what we look at as members. And we certainly did get we were looking for this final, this was the last thing that we were looking for members. And so here you go, members, here you go, public. Here's a point of view of here. We have our wave 3 into wave 5. That's done right there. That so-called divergence. So on the higher time frames, you'll see a 3 into a 5, which remember, this was a either another 3 into 5, which on a lesser degree, you get that fifth wave on the third one, right? So whether you're calling this 4 or 5, now you have your pullback, and then you have your lower degree and higher degree wave 5 there. So 3 and again into 5. It is marking the top. I promise you that this is the top. Now, obviously, if we get a few more points of the upside on the lower time frames, that's not what we're talking about. But this was essential for us on the members video. I mentioned, hey, it doesn't have to do it on the 2-hour. We already had it on the 65, and we'll see that in this video. We already had it, but there's a possibility, said it yesterday, there's a possibility that we could just eke out one more high, and that's what just did here. That's what this is pointing out. So I might even add on another trade here when I get off the video. Let's go ahead and pause it again. Let me get back to our original setup. Alrighty, we're back here on the VIX, and again, the cycles. This is what we go through also with members on other individual stocks and ETFs. And we're making our new low here, right? So we could end up seeing reversal candle here, perhaps tomorrow or so. Today is the ideal low. So 710 today, Thursday, is our ideal low. So there is, this is a check mark for the bears that there is a slight possibility that we could have a reversal as of tomorrow. So don't be, I guess, surprised if tomorrow is very negative. All right. So I'm not saying it's going to, but this would be a first clue that we actually have the low, but really it's just it's really a zone. Okay. This is the ideal low today, but we could get a new low tomorrow. Don't say that I didn't, that for sure tomorrow is a reversal. All right. But we're talking like sooner than later. Okay. Very, very soon we're going to get this reversal in this time window right here. That's what VIX is telling us. Okay, let's go to SPY on the 65 and finish this video up. We'll check out those indicators so you can see exactly what's happening. It takes so much patience, you guys, so much patience for these tops to play out because they're major tops. It's distribution that's happening right now. All right, it's hard to kill a bull. That's what the saying is. So here's your wedges. Here's another wedge that formed. I even extended the wedge, and that's exactly where we got the sell-off from Thursday into Monday. And this is a megaphone type formation, kind of a widening thing here. Now, in the lower time frame, we made that new high, right? So here's that triangle we're looking for. So, really I could, let's go ahead and duplicate this one, and I can draw a trend. I know there's a lot of lines here on the lower time frames. It's fine. So I want to catch that bottom and our near term low right here. So after breaking this trend line, that would be a good sign that things are going to start to sell off. and the top is in. Excuse me. And here's a gap close here. So this turned out to be a wave 4, whether this was just in here or if you could count a triangle here, A, B, C, D, E, maybe really tight in there, and then a last move out of there. Otherwise, you're looking at some sort of maybe 1, 2, 3. I don't know if we got a wave 4 in here or not. We're really getting grainy, so I'm not going to go down to the 5-minute and start counting things. Nevertheless, here's our moving averages. So we held on to that the 10, or excuse me, the 8 EMA and the 20 moving average on the hourly time frame. So held on to those, and look, the 8 EMA is right along with this trend line. Okay, that's not a coincidence there. All right, here's our negative. There you go on ES. So all of our S&P products have all hit their new all-time high. So we have the divergences in on all products there. And here's negative divergence into this high. We had this correction, so we have a bullish crossover. We want to see on the 65 crossover bearish for anything to really be confirmed, but negative divergence. And here you go again. There's another class B over here divergence, and then here's a, I guess, class A divergence, a lower high. Okay, let's look for the slow stochastic to get a crossover for the sell. We're really up there in price action, but we need to cross back over the 80 line right here. Can we get this and in this trade be good? We're in full range of the options expected move. Absolutely, we can hit this. We're right back where we started the week, where last week closed. We're right back at it. It's within range. I'm not taking off the trade. It's hardly worth anything. Who cares? It's you will lose. As a matter of fact, you will lose more often than you win, but you want what I trade options. So my price is already defined in the options contract. You can save pennies and take them off if you want to, if you're not confident. Like today, I took off Apple with members and told them I just wasn't confident. This move is almost done. And Apple is in a bullish posture, and it probably will go higher eventually, but it wasn't going to go higher, in my opinion, by this Friday. So I took off the trade with a slight loss to it. And otherwise, if things go against me, my risk is defined in my actual options themselves, instead of using large amounts of money to buy stock outright. All right. And on to the next, Demark. Okay, so we have a 9 sell signal right now. That's already happening, where it already happened with this, excuse me. Sorry about that. This possible hangman candle. We're getting one above it. And remember, if you're new here, those 9 counts, that one actually did not work out for a sell. You know, we did get a consolidation, so technically it did for possible wave 1 and 2, or maybe wave 4 in here. This was looks like an expanding move. And this one, just one candle after. This one took 4 candles, 4 hourly candles to complete and get the correction or reversal. It could be a correction or reversal. And again, this one was a sideways correction and then an expanding move. So you did get the correction. So it's a very good indicator for a correction to happen imminently, and or reversal, which obviously we're looking for a reversal at this point. Okay, where are we at? Let's go awesome oscillator, negative divergence. Once again, boom. Money flow index, great. We have this downtrend happening. So maybe that's right at the downtrend, negative divergence, negative divergence. Do we need another one in the near term? Sure, if tomorrow is going to be a dud and nothing really happening, maybe floating, then maybe we get a little tiny wave 4 in here and a wave 5, and then we get a divergence again on this very, very near term. That's possible. Bollinger Band, we're at it. It's a sell signal on the 65. So maybe you get that, like I said, maybe a back test or test the trend and kind of float sideways. Possible. We did form a shelf in here. I don't need to pull that out. This will be a shelf. We're price action here on just a really small one, and then we'll be looking for those lower ones that we looked at yesterday. Elliott oscillator. Okay, here is just looking on the 65. So we had that wave 3 on the lower time frame, 3 into 5. That's this one right here. And now, once again, I'll borrow this one. Wave 3 into 5. This is going to be it. That's done. This move is done. Okay? And by done, I don't mean it can't go up, 50 more cents, $1 on SPY, whatever the case is, but all indications say we are about to turn. So I'll be looking for that as late. I think next Tuesday would be late to see that reversal happen. Okay. Now starting over on these wave counts, this here we go. I'll show you, since we're updating this, we didn't get that lower high. And so it's always possible you could hit the next target. So what our procedure would be, I highly doubt we're even going to hit these, but those would be our first targets that we hit. So 620, about 628. So we'll set a, boom, we'll set a alert there. We'll take out that because we don't have a target. Now this is what we talked about yesterday. So this is all wave 3. Now in hindsight, we know that. Into 4, 5, wherever that ends, and that completes everything. So this is the top. This is what I think is happening. Wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, if you could go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, however you want to count it, that makes sense to me. But this was a leading diagonal to me that could have been complete, and instead we made a higher low for an extension, and that gave 2, 3, 4, and 5. So now we have 5 waves in here. It looks complete. Now we're looking for an impulse wave down, and this could be nasty, you guys. So again, it could start tomorrow, it could start Monday, depending on news that happens, catalysts that happen, happens over the weekend or over the night. So that's what we're looking for, an impulse wave down. And for a bullish point of view, we're looking at wave A completing here. We can get rid of these now because that turned out, that was a 23.6. That's why we said this could have been a wave 4 here, because we are down in the zone for a typical wave 4. So that was a clue. But it didn't have to, it didn't have to do that. So everything lines up for this to be done. We're looking for an A to complete. And then we have, again, I'm not going to go through all of this. I'll line this up exactly later on when we find ourselves topping, and get rid of that. And we're going to look for, on the bullish aspect, we're going to look for probably a impulse down, and it will probably look the same. So we'll probably get some sharp move down. It'll be a 1 or A, some sort of correction. That'll be B or 2, and then we'll look for a C wave into this 382 zone, where price can either continue to go lower, break this 382, and that will be our first sign that wave 4 is not a B or a 4. There's 2 ways you can look at it, but the corrective move. So I like what I think Elliott Wave Trader, I want to say, he It looks like Chuck Norris, if you guys are familiar. Awesome channel. And that's where I started following hub.com for the AI for Elliott waves, as I share with the members. And we're looking for every move starts off with a zigzag, he says. And that's phenomenal. That's what Elliott said. And we're looking for an ABC, whether it's bullish or bearish. And then we'll look for the extension of C to see how far that goes, and for us to determine what it's more likely. Is it going to be a 4 and a 5, or is that wave complete with a 3 wave and we go higher? Okay. So I hope that helps. And, again, B or 4, it should be in this range from that previous lower degree 3 into 4. Wave 4 there. So that would be the range that we're looking for without drawing these Fibonacci tools, using these Fibonacci retracements. Okay, so that's what we have. I think we looked at all the indicators, and we'll be looking for that reversal. All right, that elusive reversal that we've been looking for is very near and highly probable situation. So we'll be trading this reversal again. All right. Thanks for joining us here. OptionsTender. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have a wonderful day.